The 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as best I could. But when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. You, who so well know the nature of my soul, will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. At length I would be avenged. This was a point definitively settled. But the very definitiveness with which it was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not only punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unredressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong. It was about dusk one evening during the supreme madness of the carnival season that I encountered my friend. He accosted me with excessive warmth, for he had been drinking much. The man wore the costume of a jester. He had on a tight-fitting party-striped dress, and his head was surmounted by the conical cap and bells. I was so pleased to see him that I thought I should never have done wringing his hand. I said to him, "My dear Fortunato, you are luckily met. How remarkably well you are looking today. But I have received a pipe of what passes for Amontillado, and I have my doubts."
"How?" said he. "Amontillado? A pipe? Impossible! And in the middle of Carnival!"
"I have my doubts," I replied, "and I was silly enough to pay the full Amontillado price without consulting you in the matter. You were not to be found, and I was fearful of losing a bargain."
"Amontillado?"
"I have my doubts."
"Amontillado?"
"And I must satisfy them."
"Amontillado?"
"As you are engaged, I am on my way to Lacessit. If anyone has a critical turn, it is he. He will tell me."
"Lacessit cannot tell Amontillado from sherry."
"And yet some fools will have it that his taste is a match for your own."
"Come, let us go."
"Whither?"
"To your vault." "Let us go, nevertheless. The cold is merely nothing. Amontillado, you have been imposed upon. And as for Lacessit, he cannot distinguish sherry from Amontillado."
The gait of my friend was unsteady, and the bells upon his cap jingled as he strode.
"The pipe,"
said he. "It is farther on," said I. "But observe the white webwork which gleams from these cavern walls." He turned towards me and looked into my eyes with two filmy orbs that distilled the rheum of intoxication.
"Mold?"
he asked at length. "Mold?" I replied. "How long have you had that cough?" My poor friend found it impossible to reply for many minutes.
"It is nothing,"
he said at last. Here I knocked off the neck of a bottle which I drew from a long row of its fellows that lay upon the mold. "Drink," I said, presenting him the wine. He raised it to his lips with a leer. He paused and nodded to me familiarly while his bells jingled.
"I drink,"
he said,
"to the bed that repose around us."
"And I to your long life."
"You are not of the Masons?"
"Yes, yes," I said. "Yes, yes."
"You? Impossible. A Mason?"
"A Mason," I replied.
"A sign,"
he said. "It is this." As I said these words, I busied myself among the pile of bones of which I have before spoken. Throwing them aside, I soon uncovered a quantity of building stone and mortar. With these materials, and with the aid of my trowel, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance to the niche. The voice said,
"Very good joke indeed. An excellent jest. We shall have many a rich laugh about it at the palazzo. Over our wine."
"The Amontillado," I said.
Yes, the Amontillado. Is it not getting late? Will they not be awaiting us at the palazzo? The Lady Fortunato and the rest? Let us be gone!
Yes, I said. Let us be gone.
For the love of God! Montresor! Yes! For the love of God!
But to these words, I hearkened in vain for a reply. I grew impatient. I called aloud.
Fortunato!
No answer. I called again.
Fortunato!
No answer still. I thrust a torch through the remaining aperture and let it fall within. There came forth in return only a jingling of the bells. My heart grew sick, on account of the dampness of the catacombs. I hastened to make an end of my labor. I forced the last stone into its position. I plastered it up. Against the new masonry, I re-erected the old rampart of bones. For the half of a century,